Can I eat while we're doing this?
Oh, sure. It's fine. They won't care. Okay, just for the people who will be watching this, could you give your name and age?
Do I have to?
I won't give it away to the government.
Hubert Bunyea III, and I'm 68.
So when was the first time you ever saw or used a television?
I was probably, I'm guessing like 6 years old. People across the street got a television. And all the kids in the neighborhood would go over there and watch it because they were the only ones that had television. And it was mostly cowboy shows.
Like the Lone Ranger, that kind of stuff?
No, way before that.
Before.
They were like, one of them, Channel 4, was called Circle 4 Roundup. One of the other ones was called Frontier Theater. They were probably cowboy serials from the 40s. Bob Steele, Tim McCoy. Yeah, and we'd all kind of go over and sit in their living room and watch it. Us kids in the summer would watch, they had Little Rascals every day, so we thought that was neat. We got one, I think, in 51, and that was a month's television. Cheap, but very good, real good TV. It was like a tank, built like a tank, just wouldn't, it lasted for like 12 years, I think.
When was the first time you watched something in color?
Might have been when we were married, first married, and lived in the Hilltop Manor, and Ronnie Webb, one of our neighbors, and I knew his wife, and I knew him too, but he worked for Sears. So he got a Sears, he got a deal on it. It was a little dinky picture, funny looking, little tiny screen,
10-inch or
and
something.
the color wasn't that good, but that, and then the TV store, actually the TV store up by Wilson's, had color TVs in their window display, and people would stand there front watching it. Yeah, watching the color TV shows.
Do you remember where you were when
Oh, yeah.
Kennedy was shot?
Yeah, I was at work at a printing office. At first we heard he'd been shot, didn't know he was dead. But, everybody was just, it was like the whole place just stopped and started talking about it. And I remember one guy, he was like, what's the big deal, like he'd think he was a saint or something. So I just thought it was weird that he would say, like, what's the big deal?
Right.
And you always hear people say, you remember exactly where you were. I do remember exactly. We were in the bindery, and everybody just stopped and was talking about it. I think that's the first thing I really talked about on television.
Who was the first television host that you recall seeing, like, on a regular basis?
Probably Carson.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
From the time we got married, we watched him every night.
Johnny
Even when I
Carson.
knew I was going to have a hard time getting up for work. And at that time, he was on an hour and a half. He was on from 11:30 to 1. And we watched him religiously.
Yeah.
Then Carson, we watched for years and years. Every night, we hardly ever missed that. Yeah, that's probably the most, we probably watched that more
Most
than anything.
watched, probably, at that time.
Yep.
Yeah, for years. I mean, if you talk to most people our age, they would probably tell you they watched Johnny Carson. So
Yeah, it's like you go to work the next day and everybody be talking about what was on the Carson show.
What guests he had.
Yeah.
What had happened maybe over a period of time,
Yeah.
So why do you think television has been so successful as a medium as opposed to other stuff like newspaper or radio?
You don't have to do anything. It's
Yeah.
just on. Some people, use it as it's almost like a night light. You can be doing something else. You can be reading, and the TV's in the background. If anything big happens, they cut in to whatever show you're watching. Any newsworthy event.
But it fills your day when you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
That's a good part of it.
Yeah, it was great.
That
We
was
thought,
one- yeah, one
we were
of the
glued to
greater
TV for a
things.
week. That's all we did was watch television because it was so neat to watch it.
Well, and I think back then people stayed home a lot.
Well,
Your
we
friends
did.
came over. And
Yeah.
You ate at home. You watched TV.
Yeah.
You had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and popcorn. You remember? And then we had nice grandchildren, and we got to watch all the new TV shows and stuff with them. And my favorite, Christmas.
Oh.
It was the good old days, wasn't it?
Yeah. Everything's good old days.
Yeah.
Are we getting paid for this?
Probably not.
Okay.